Greetings, my fellow youths, and welcome to today's video in which I'm going to be taking a bunch of online quizzes to see if they can help me identify what my major should be. In case you don't know my entire life history yet, I'm currently about halfway through my first year at university at UCLA. Although I have enough AP and community college credits to be considered a junior, and I still don't freaking know what my major is gonna be. Right now I'm declared as sociology, which was the major I applied under, but I'm thinking I might want to change into communications. But at UCLA, communications is such a freaking competitive program that I'm like high-key afraid I'm not gonna make it in, so my backup major, probably sociology, because I still really like that subject. I'm also considering history because I also enjoy that subject, but I also have the eternal life struggle of like, my academically competitive environment spent my entire childhood drilling into my head the idea that if I study the social sciences or humanities, I will be unemployed forever. Let's just take a bunch of these quizzes and maybe they can help resolve my early onset quarter life crisis. Let's start with the official majors quiz that the UCLA counseling department puts out. It looks like it's through mymajors.com. I'll put a link to everything in the description so you guys can go along with me. That way, if you are a fellow college student who has no idea what they're doing with life, or if you're a high school student or middle schooler who just like wants to join me, let's do this. What is my top motivation for attending college? Because I'm a nerd and I like to go to school? Is that not an option? So we're just gonna enter these. It's a lot of really administrative BS and I don't want to spend too long flexing that I basically got all these in high school. What am I supposed to say to this? I just like everything. What? I'm a freaking loser. I just like going to school. Art, liked it. Bio, liked it. Chem, neutral. English, pretty interesting. Foreign language, I was a big fan of my foreign language classes. I enjoy learning languages very much. See, I don't know how to answer this question because I did cross country and track and I was like, not to flex, like I was pretty decent. I liked running. I didn't like the pressure of racing. And of course, like all runners, I hated running while I was doing it, and then immediately after, I'd be like, wow, I love running. So I don't know. So I don't know how to answer this question. Is there like it's complicated? Who involves themselves in weather forecasting during their free time? Like, do you just like, yes, the wind is blowing northeasterly? Like, okay, maybe I'm just being mean. That's a valid pursuit. If you weather forecast in your free time, you keep doing you, and I'll keep being a loser and not understanding how you can weather forecast in your free time. What is computer social networking? Was this quiz developed in like the 1990s and they just haven't updated it since then? Probably yes. But I guess I engaged in computer social networking because look at us, we're interacting through a computer social network right now. Do I like working alone? I mean, yes. But now that it's COVID times and I'm forced to like work alone, I hate it now. Like, has COVID done that to anybody else? I'm normally such an introverted person. Like, I enjoy just being in my room by myself and not seeing a single soul. I've voluntarily done that for like a week straight at some points. But now that I'm forced to do it, I hate it. I mean, I still do it because like LA is the epicenter of disease. What up? I don't want to kill my local dining hall worker, but what does it mean to help people solve problems? I guess I do that. That's what I do on this channel. Help y'all solve your own school-related problems. At least that's the goal. I mean, I don't do that on this channel. On this channel, I just do random nothing garbage. But on my main channel, if you didn't know, I have a main channel called Study Quill where I do study tips. Do I want to exert power and authority? Are you asking me if I want to be a business major? I know I'm pretty good with handling authority without becoming a horrible dictator because I was like a leader in so many things during high school. But it's not like I get like a power trip out of it. Like, it's just, haha, maintained, hardworking, disciplined study skills. Wow, for all that I talk on Study Quill with advice about how you can do that, maybe this is just me being overly self-critical, but I feel like I am not very good at doing that. Maybe that's just because COVID has me a little bit wonky mentally, but sometimes I feel like an imposter with the content I make on my Study Quill channel because I feel like I'm not a good enough student to be like the study source go-to person. Like, it feels like I'm just pretending and I'm not really qualified to give this advice. But maybe that's just me being mean to myself talking, because I know that objectively I am quite studious and I've accomplished a lot in my brief existence. I don't know, how much do I care about an above average salary? That's a great question. You know, I like to pretend I have some sort of moral high ground of like, oh, I'm not in anything for the money. I'm just gonna do it because I love it. But I also want to like be above the poverty line. Like, I feel like being told like, oh, just pursue your passions and don't worry about the money is such a like rich people piece of advice to say. Because like if I don't make enough money, I'll just be homeless. Like, okay, results. So my first result is international development studies. Isn't that what that freaking conservative TikTok commentator kid who also goes to UCLA studies? Christian Walker, that guy, he studies this. He studies international development, Chinese, and French. I remember this because I don't want to dunk on language majors, because that's really an admirable field of study and I enjoy learning foreign languages, and I think like your major is absolutely 100% valid. I think I just want to dunk on this kid because I don't like him or his weird as hell point of view, but he wants to flex on being an intellectual so badly, but he's studying like modern imperialism and then 2 languages that I already like speak. Okay, so reading this little blurb, it's probably not like modern imperialism studies as I kind of implied. Okay, actually the curriculum looks super interesting because it's just like all the subjects that I enjoy, but like in a list. But then like I don't really want a career in international development, so I feel like even though the coursework would be very interesting, the degree has no practical application to like my future. My next result is foreign languages. That could be very fun. I don't think I'm gonna major in a foreign language just because like I don't see having a certification in a foreign language as particularly like economically valuable as compared to a lot of other degrees that like have a market value in the job field. Maybe it's not the best for me. Linguistics and foreign language though, that could be mildly different. I don't know, I mean, maybe it could be valuable to study linguistics and foreign languages if I wanted to be like a language teacher at the high school or college level. Like, one job that I feel like would be fun and like fulfilling and not me just feeling like I am a cog in a machine is being an instructor at a community college, or I don't know, not an R1 institution where I would be subject to the struggle that is publishing as an academic. I'm taking Linguistics 1 right now and it's very interesting, so we'll see if I go anywhere from there. And like, benefit for me, I know 2 languages already, so like, dab on that. Why do I keep dabbing in this video? I swear. It was because in 8th grade I like repressed any dabbing tendencies because I thought it was cringy and awful and only something that the like loser popular kids did. Well, I guess I gotta get it out now that I'm a loser popular kid. JK, I'm not a popular kid. I've never been a popular kid. I'm a nerd, that's why I go to UCLA. Ethnic and regional studies. This is also a topic that interests me so much, but like, I feel like this is too far off the line of like my parents will yell at me for signing myself up for perpetual unemployment. Linguistics and psychology. I didn't even know this was one of... This sounds so interesting too. I didn't even know this was a UCLA major. Because I like linguistics. I like psychology. They both be cool. I have like a vivid memory associated with the subject of neuroscience because in like 5th grade or something, my choir was gonna go on a trip to Taiwan for like a concert tour, and one of the older kids asked me like, what are you gonna do like in the future as your job? And I was like, 5th grade me who didn't understand any jobs at all. I just decided, you know what? I'm gonna be a neuroscientist. Like, I literally knew nothing about that job. I just thought it sounded fancy and cool. And let's open up the general catalog and see what it says. Oh shoot, you gotta take all the pre-med courses. I'm out, no thanks. Next we have psychology, which I also think is very interesting. Poli-sci and business economics. Okay, see the thing is, in high school I was like kind of good at econ, surprisingly. But BizEcon is where all the aspiring finance bros go at UCLA because UCLA doesn't have a business school, and I'm not sure if I want to associate with them, I'm not gonna lie. Also, apparently this major is also very hard to get into. You know what, I should stop with my limiting beliefs of like, this is hard, so I probably can't do it, so I probably won't even try. But like, regardless of whether or not it's difficult, that's my results from this quiz. Let's do another one. I'm just gonna Google, what major should I choose? Quiz. Go to US News. Have difficulty understanding abstract ideas. Agree, disagree. I feel like I should have read the instructions before starting this. Let me refresh this page. What does this mean? I don't get it. Am I stupid? How did I get into UCLA? This quiz makes no sense to me. So maybe it's like agree means the statement strongly applies to me and disagree means the statement doesn't apply to me? Are you kidding me? I have to pay money for this? I got ripped. Like, I was baited and switched. I'm not paying money to view my major results things. I'm gonna just look for a different quiz. Maybe I should look for a BuzzFeed quiz. Like, choose your favorite poodle decorations. I don't know. Do you even... No one decorates a poodle. Whew. Public speaking. I mean, I guess I'm taking a public speaking class this quarter, and my professor said something really interesting about how, like, you can observe the influencers you follow on social media and why you think they're interesting, like why you consider them an engaging speaker. And I never really thought of myself making videos as like an example of me being an engaging public speaker, because I think of myself as more like a creative video maker rather than like a speaker. Anyways, I guess since I do social media as like my freaking job, I'll put myself as fairly comfortable with public speaking. I should major in communications. Wow, that actually really matches well with what I thought I'd do. She's a terrible communicator. All she did was lie. Anyways, that's BuzzFeed. We'll move on. Okay, so this one is like one of those good BuzzFeed quizzes where they ask a bunch of random things that have nothing to do with the topic that they're hoping to ascertain about you. I don't have a current career. I guess my career is YouTube. I don't consider it my full-time job, and I'm not planning to pursue it as a full-time job after I graduate from college, because I'm the kind of person who really likes like stability, something I can count on, and YouTube is such an unstable, inconsistent, and fickle job that I just don't think I could mentally handle the stress of it. Maybe I'll change my mind if I blow up to like 50 million subscribers by the end of my college years, but quite unlikely. But anyways, I guess my current career is in the arts? I don't know. I'm a simple gal. I just want to do something that makes me happy. I also want to help the world in some way because I feel like that would make me happy. I also want to make a good amount of money, but there's also some social science research that says like once you hit a certain amount of salary, like I think it's around 75,000 per year, your happiness increase from salary increase basically levels out. That's why the saying is that money doesn't buy happiness. But like when you're below that baseline happiness salary level, having less money decreases your happiness because you have to spend a lot of your time stressing over finances. And that's not something I want to have to deal with either. So both of those, because they make me happy. Like the end goal is make me happy. Fun guy kingdom, because I'm a fun guy. Two trains, A and B, travel on parallel tracks and levels with constant velocity in opposite directions. Parallel tracks and levels. 50 kilometers per hour. 70. They're on the... But they're... What? Oh. It's not a real question. I'm somewhere between these two because I do enjoy a good, like, thinking it through logic puzzle. Like, over the summer, kind of weird to admit, I took LSAT practice exams for fun because I just enjoy logic puzzles. This one in particular reminded me a bit too much of high school physics for me to fully enjoy it. So I'll go with it didn't bore me, but it wasn't fun. Psychology. Interesting. I enjoy getting into people's heads and finding out what's going on. I do feel like psychology could be interesting because, like, if I wanted to be a researcher or academic, sociology and psychology or like social psychology would probably be the fields that I find the most interesting. But I don't know, it's hard for me to balance like, oh, if I think I have the capabilities to go into academia, I'd probably study one of the social sciences. But if I want to go into the job field immediately after graduation, because I don't think I'm smart and capable enough to be an academic, then I probably wouldn't want to study one of these subjects because there's an overabundant supply of psychology bachelor's degree grads and not that many jobs for them. I don't know. I'm having a life crisis, but if I get into the communications major, I'm gonna take it, and if I don't, we'll see where it goes from there. Maybe I should just take another quiz. That'd probably solve my life problems. Let me just wipe off my computer real quick. Okay, let's just do one more because I've been talking to myself for approximately an hour at this point, and I think it may be time to stop because I'm right next to this wall, and the walls in my building are like half-ply toilet paper, so I'm pretty sure whoever's in the room next to me could hear me talking to myself for the past 45 minutes. So we're gonna try to limit the amount of talking to myself I'm doing and just do one more, just one more. You know what, let's venture into the deep territory. Page 2 of Google. This is an Australian university. Voice applies. Okay, that's stupid. I can't do an Australian accent. I just saw this one meme on like Instagram in 2016 that if you say rise up lights really fast, it sounds like you're saying razor blades in an Australian accent or an Australian accent. I'm so sorry to all of my Australian followers. Let's take this quiz. Welcome to college. You just moved into your dorm and your roommate arrives. No, they didn't, because we're in a freaking Panasonic. But if we weren't, who says hello first? Advertisement. Right, because I have ad block on. You never know, maybe my roommate is an advertisement. In the current world we're living in, I wouldn't be surprised if they just made me live with a billboard in exchange for cheaper rent, because I'd do it. It's Thursday night and no one has invited me to a party. I feel relieved because I don't want to go to a party. I'm so glad. Relieved is the exact word I'd use. I swear, I feel like having drank this sparkling water has just like unlocked my actual personality. Maybe is that what alcohol does to people? Because I've never actually had alcohol. Intro to acting and intro to robotics. I was definitely like almost a theater kid in high school though, because I really enjoy listening to musical theater songs, and I'm like a decent singer. Follow me on TikTok if you want crappy footage of me singing TikTok challenges. But my commitment to track and cross country came first, especially because all my friends were in it. So I didn't end up pursuing theater, but I totally could have ended up a theater kid. How annoying would that have been? I would have been insufferable if I was a theater kid. Time management is an important skill to master, and if you want help in mastering it, I have videos about that on my main channel at SnowdyQuill. I hope that was enough to hit your self-promotion quota at Editing Jasmine. I keep a detailed to-do list and schedule. I have a leaky faucet for, like, my memory is like a colander. Everything just falls out if I don't write it down in my planner. I should major in business management. Are you kidding me? Nah, I'm not majoring in bourgeoisie studies. Also, UCLA doesn't have a business major, as I discussed earlier, so like, nah. I could also consider poli-sci. I mean, I guess that's an interesting subject as well. I just don't feel like I'd want to work in the political sphere because it causes me too much stress, and realistically, as like a tiny, self-deprecating, and very much anxious Asian woman, I don't think I'd succeed. Although there is a lot to be said for improving representation of underrepresented groups in politics and government, but like, I am not mentally strong enough to be the one, at least not as I currently am. So, no thank you at the things that were mentioned in this quiz, but I appreciate this was a fun quiz to take. That is everything for today's video. If you'd like to see my main channel or my Instagram or my TikTok, everything will be in the description as always, and peace out. See you next time.